Hey guys, what's up? It's Aaron with the Detail Code. Do you have a dirty car? Well, reach out to us. We have a few mobile trucks where we can come to you, and we do have a shop as well. So book your appointment at thedetailcode.com. Use the code Lew Sico 23 and receive 10% off. See y'all later.
Sometimes my algorithm is crazy and it'll show me 10 best prison fights caught on camera, which sounds like 38 minutes of pure entertainment until you're like 3 fights in and you're thinking, how am I going to survive maximum security? Started formulating a prison tiramisu recipe. I tried it out on a date. She was not impressed. She was like, why are we eating tiramisu in the restroom? So I started following the prison survival YouTube channel, and the homie Big Herc, he said the best way to survive prison is to have a good physique. So I started working out and I lost 60 pounds in 4 months. And I got 0 compliments from my friends and family. And I was like, man, this is bullshit, because you know who would have shown me some love? All the homies on the yard. I don't have the luxury of a TV like I'm a kid.
Hey. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Lew. Sitting in the back room, chilling in the west side. Got my boy Fast RONALD here. What up, Habad?
Hello.
Yo, if they want to get a hold of you, how do they get a hold of you?
You can get a hold of me on any social media platform at It's Fast RONALD. ITSFASTRONALD. On the YouTube, it's the same thing. It's Fast RONALD everywhere.
It's Tuesday, April 18th, 9 p.m., and it's kind of hot. Like, I was just kind of napping right now, and I woke up all sweaty.
It's pre-summer for sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it does feel like summer, right? Like
it's already here, bro. It was like 90 earlier, or like the other day in Austin, it was like 90 degrees.
Like spring just kind of disappeared. It was spring for like 2 days.
Yeah, it was spring for a weekend, and then we're pre-summer, and then it'll be summer in a few weeks. It sucks.
So I go back with Ron. He was in my first book, Instacrack 1. I went out to LA to kick it. He got me high out there.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. We're in Highland Park. All right, that shit was fun.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I remember the volcano we were hitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if y'all don't know who Ron is, he's a very funny individual. You know, he does his 10 of 10 rat tail. Well, talks about, you know, he judges things with his rat tail. He has this beautiful rat tail. Don't let the predator grab that anytime.
Yeah, man. I've actually been growing this thing like 11 years, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. One summer, I remember me and my homies, I was like, yo, you remember when we were little Mexican kids and every Mexican little kid had a rat tail? And then we just started growing them, and then I just never stopped. All my homies like shaved theirs after that summer, and I was like, I'm just going to keep it. And I just kept it.
So how'd you get into comedy?
Man, I've always wanted to do comedy, bro, since I was a little kid. I think when I was little, like my stepdad, every weekend we go pick out movies from this old school video store by my house. He would always pick out comedies. When I was really young, I realized like right away, like, oh, okay, this is like a point where everybody calms down, everybody relaxes, everyone's like not on edge, you know? So I instantly adapted like comedic relief as almost like a survival mechanism, you know? Then when I got older, I was like 10, and I remember seeing this John Leguizamo special on HBO. We had like this little stolen box my uncle would sell out of his trunk. And we my whole family had illegal cable, bro. I remember one time, like, this is a side step real quick, and I'll get back to the main story. But I remember one time, like, we were all gone. Like, we went to church or some shit, and we came back, and my grandpa was just watching porno, and he was trying to change the channel, but he was just turning it up. And, like, I'll never forget that shit, bro. I was like a little kid just laughing my ass off. But yeah, we had this illegal cable box my uncle sold us, and I was watching HBO, and I saw this John Leguizamo special, and it was so mind blowing because I was 10, and it was like he has a one-man show. I don't know if you ever seen it. He still does them today, but he's had like 3 or 4 of them. But
yeah, I remember Freak.
Yeah, Freak. Yeah, that's what it was. And I remember it just blew my mind away. I was like, wow, I didn't know you can make like trauma funny. And just like I didn't know what it was, because I knew what stand-up was from like listening to records, and I knew what comedy was, but I didn't know it could be like that. And ever since then, I just always wanted to do it. And then one day, when I was living out in Austin when I was young, my homie was like, hey, I'm going to start doing this. And so I started doing it with them, and then I fell out of it for a couple years. Then I ended up moving out to LA, and then starting to take it more seriously out there, which is a terrible place to start taking it seriously because there's so many people out there. But I feel like it really helped. I've honestly, like, I feel like living out there and starting to take it seriously gave me a big advantage because like you'll go to an open mic and everyone there like writes for a show or is on TV or you know what I mean or works for a club and I mean there's also people that are just starting out, but you have a lot more like there's like the bars is way higher, so you have to be better faster or it's embarrassing. And so I think
so you got to be funny.
I think that just helped. Like it helped me develop way faster than most people get to. When another city, because I was able to hit 3 or 4 open mics a night every single night for years. You know what I mean, with my homies. So just that rapid work like really helped. And yeah, man, it's been 6 years of doing it, and I don't really see myself ever stopping. I feel like I'm just now starting to understand how to write a joke and what my voice is and my perspective. So now I'm even more excited about going back and attempting to write jokes that I noted years ago that I never felt like I was ready to write. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I'm genuinely enjoying like the journey through it.
That's badass, bro. I mean, like, I remember back in the day you would do the TBL stuff.
Oh yeah.
And like Texas Battle League. I don't know if you know this. The homie used to rap. I know he doesn't. He probably doesn't talk about it a lot.
That's funny.
But yeah, man. I've noticed. I recently ran into Big Cree. I noticed Michael White's starting to do comedy as well.
Yeah, I actually ran into him yesterday, man.
Really?
Yeah. It's funny. I saw him downtown.
Austin?
Yeah, in Austin at an open mic, and it was like he just looked exactly the same, and he was just like acting exactly the same. And I was like, "Yo, what's up, Michael White?" And he was like, "Is that Fast Ronald?" And we just like chopped it up for a second. But he was out there trying to hit some open mics.
Yeah, I've been noticing that. I've been trying to catch up with him. So that's pretty cool. It's cool. It's cool running into people from back in the day that were doing something, still seeing them still like do stuff. Like,
definitely.
Like it's cool. People just didn't like, well, I give up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you
Michael
know how,
White's funny, man.
Yeah, he is, man.
He's legitimately a funny person. He's crazy. He's crazy funny.
I love it. Like I remember back in the day, always trying to buy him a drink, and he's like, I don't drink. And every time I'd see him, be like, hey, can I get you a drink? Like being all fucking pedo, like you know, just trying to be a nice guy. It's just like I don't fucking drink.
Yeah, bro. He's a very interesting character.
So how's Austin treating you?
Austin's good, man. I'm happy. I'm just moved out there for comedy to start taking it more seriously, and got a full-time job and just got my schedule worked around hitting mics and having shows, and it's just really just trying to grind, trying to take the next step up.
Where do you do open mics out there?
Man,
I know it's like the Mecca right now.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of stuff going on up there.
There's literally so many a night, bro. I couldn't even. There's
Really?
so many. Yeah.
Wow.
I do a mix of. I'll try to hit the club ones, and then I'll just try to hit smaller ones. Like sometimes the club ones are hard because there's so many people there, and unless you have, even when you have a hookup in, it's like you can't get hooked up every single time. You know what I mean? So it's like. Sometimes I'll go hit the club ones. Sometimes I'll go hit like little smaller coffee shop ones because at least I know I'll go get my material out there and I can be in and out and don't have to be there for hours.
Yeah.
Networking and bullshitting.
Yeah.
But yeah, all kinds of places, bro. There's Cap City. There's this place Buzzmill. There's this place Lackluster. There's just like literally the list is endless, bro. It's so many out there. You could do mics all night, all day. Like some of them start as early as 3. Some of them go as late as 11. So it's really it's good. It's like one of the best cities for comedy right now, if not the best city.
So how are the open mics different between like Austin and LA?
I would just say the size of people that go. Like LA is crazy, bro. Like there's hundreds of comics there, or hundreds of people attempting to be comics. So you go to some of the popular mics and there literally will be 200 people waiting, trying to get on a list of 20, And the same thing here. Like if you go to one of the bigger clubs, or you go to like the new club that just opened, it's on the open mic night, there's 16 people on the list, and there'll be 150, 200 people there trying to get on. And then 8 of those names are chosen by the door people. So it's really only 8 random people.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? So it's
Sick.
like, it's crazy, man, but it's an interesting grind. It kind of weeds out itself, people who you can only take that for so long, and if you're not really serious about it, you're just gonna realize it's just a waste of time. So I enjoy the process and I hate it as well.
Have you ever tried to go and kill Tony?
Man, you know what? I since I've been in Austin, I haven't. My schedule, I just got my schedule switched to like having nights off. I probably will, but it's also one of those, like, it's hard because, like, for example, that specific mic, if you try to get on, like, let's say you sign up and then you wait to get your name called, it's like a 3-hour process from you signing up to when you, it's like at least 2, I don't know if it's 3, but it's at least 2 hours. From when you sign up to when you wait to get your name drawn, and then you have to sit there to see, you know what I mean? So it's either
it's a way to
spend
get
that time. Yeah, but it's like spend that time doing that or actually going and hit mics and practicing. So sometimes it's hard. Like there's been a lot of weeks where I've wanted to go, but then I'm like, well, I'm just going to go do an actual mic and get some shit out there versus just sitting down. Like I haven't had the luxury of having a lot of disposable time, you know,
yeah.
But now that I have all nights off, it'll be easier to be like, okay, well, I'll spend this Monday trying to do this one mic, and then the rest of the week I can grind. Versus I only have one night and I have to make it count. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that, man. Dude, I love how like you talk about your surroundings. Like I know that one skit where you're like my outside friends.
Oh yeah, outside homies.
Yeah, I remember. I know exactly what spot you were talking about.
Yeah.
Because I remember buying cookies off you.
Yeah.
And you nailed that spot, bro.
Yeah, man.
Like that spot of town was pretty rough.
I always remember, like, I don't know, I've always been a fan of just like of like real comedy in the sense of like I want to know, like when a person gets off a stage, I want to feel like I have a grasp of who that person is. Like, and I don't know, man, like anybody can be witty. You know what I mean? Like you could type in comedy into an AI and it'll write you a joke that's just like an observational perspective. But I think the thing that like really separates and really makes like a comic is to be able to talk about like their life and then find a way to make it relatable to other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I genuinely enjoy trying to write like with my voice now. I used to just write like really just, you know, like everybody starts at a point of not understanding or not having the confidence in their voice. So I definitely used to have a lot of jokes that were like really simple or
no, man,
cheesy,
you rock that shit now, bro.
I appreciate
I see it, bro. I have the pleasure of knowing you, so
yeah,
like
I appreciate that, man.
Hearing your comedy and then like speaking to you, you can feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're doing a great job with that, bro.
I appreciate it, man. I really take it. Like, it's funny because I always tell people, like, oddly enough, comedy is the only thing I've ever taken serious. You know what I mean? Like, I never really cared about it. Even when I rap, bro, like I did that shit to launder money when I was doing hood shit. You know what I mean? Like, and it just happened to be like, well, I might as well just keep doing it. You know what I mean? Like, and so like, this is the first thing where I've ever been like, okay, like I want to do this, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it's been a journey, but like I said earlier, we were talking earlier, off the mic, but the last 6 months have just been crazy, man.
How so?
I just, you know, everything, this is exactly how everything happened, man. I got one homie from when I used to rap that I met out in Atlanta. He manages rappers and photographers and videographers. He just manages media people and artists, you know? And, we'd always had we actually used to have a business out in LA, edible business together. So we've had like a pretty good relationship for the last like decade. And I've always like sent him like, yo, man, this is my comedy, you know, check it out, whatever. And so one day I had sent him my latest clip, and then he called me and was like, yo, I want to talk to you next week, like about some stuff. And I was like, okay. So the next week hit me up. He was like, yo, man, like you got really good. I go to comedy shows multiple times a month. It's the only thing me and my wife do for date nights, and you're straight up funnier than a lot of people I see open up for like touring comics. And he was like, I want to help you like kind of take advantage of this and see if we can build your social media up. And I was like, okay. So it kind of gave me some advice on like how to make videos and how to shoot them, from what angles and lighting, and just like little things to make videos better, right? So I went out to California to trim for a homie out in SF. And I was getting out to the spot every morning, like at 7:30, and having like 30 minutes to just kill. So I would sit on these steps every morning and just like try to make TikToks and just like, you know, try to write and shit. And one morning I made this video that it just went up by accident. Like it just fucking got crazy viral, bro. Like I think it's at like 5.5 million now or something. Oh
shit, what video is that?
Is this video?
Is it TikTok or IG?
It's TikTok. And it's this video just talking about like race, and it's like literally something that happened to me. when I was working there, because I'm like, everyone always thinks that I'm mixed or that I'm a different race than Mexican, right? So there's just a story about how that happened again in San Francisco, but it just went up and it got reposted by all these like comedy accounts. And so after that, my homie hit me up. It was like, yo, bro, like you just skipped like 6 months or a year's worth of work. Like, you know, like you just like hit a home run. And so then he actually works for Rolling Loud. He got me an interview, or he got me a job with them, like a little like test run.
Oh, is that why you were out there doing the skits?
Yeah. So the first
I was
time,
wondering about those.
yeah. So the first time he sent me out there was like a test, like, okay, like what can you do? And they liked it, so they sent
Bro,
me
those
back.
were funny as fuck.
Hey, I appreciate it, bro. Even with that, bro, I feel like I'm just now starting to understand like how to fuck with people and how to get on that side. You know what I mean? Because I'm not trying to be cruel to people. I'm just I try to make it. I always try to make it like something that's obvious, but something that's not hurtful when I'm roasting people, you know? But yeah, but he got me that job with Rolling Loud, and that kind of just helped like grow my social media too. And then just like I ended up having like got offered to headline this show in Chicago for 30 minutes. So he was like, yo, I'm gonna pull up with my homie and we're gonna record it like really professionally and get a bunch of clips from it. So that's why like a lot of those clips are from. And then I've been having a couple shows in LA, and he did the same thing, just pulled up, recorded it professionally, and just like, you know, just having the ability to have someone like, I don't know shit about marketing or how to even like, bro, like the YouTube shorts and all that shit. Like I would have never done that on my own. Like,
Bro, I don't know how to do any of the YouTube shorts.
I don't know how to say this, but like, I just don't care about shit like that, bro. Like I care about just writing jokes. Like, and that's why like I've never been able to like I'm terrible at networking. It's like one of the skills I'm trying to work on. Cause I'm just like, in my mind, I'm just like, yo, like the most important thing to me is writing good material, not like, you know, but that's not true. Like you gotta have the fucking, like a full resume. You know what I mean? Like you gotta
like you can hire people to do all that other things.
Yeah.
I mean, the way I see it, you're doing great with what you're doing. Like,
yeah,
keep working on you, bro. Like you're only getting funnier, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, my manager's doing a great job, bro. He like I tell that fool all the time, like, bro, you're a genius, dog. Like I don't know any. Sometimes he'll talk to me about numbers and analytics. I'm like, yo, you're using a lot of words that cost $7, bro. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm used to $1 words, bro. Like 4 letters. You know what I mean? Like you're saying crazy shit.
Get out of here. You came up with gentrification cholo. Did you come up with that on the spot?
Yeah, for sure. Bro, I saw that fool from across the lot, just standing there, bro. He was just posted up looking like so hard. And I was like, who is this fool, bro? It's like the fest had like just opened. It was like nobody there. I was like, who are you trying to act hard for, bro? That's so funny. He got really mad, dude. That was one he was one of the only people that got like actually mad. Yo, I'm sorry for people watching. I keep like wiping my allergies are so crazy.
South Texas.
But yeah, so what I end up doing is like, yeah, maybe this part edit out, but I'll say it anyway. But like what I end up doing is like, cause I never want shit to be malicious. So I always walk up to people and I'll be like, yo, I work for Rolling Loud. I'm a comedian. Do you want to get roasted? And then they'll say, yeah, or whatever. So when I first asked him, he was like, nah, I'm good. And I was like, okay. And I started to walk away. He was like, well, what are you going to say? And I was like, oh, I was going to call you a gentrification cholo. And he was just like, nah, fuck that. And he was like, fuck that. My name's Woody, something. He started like going off. And I was like, oh, it's all good, bro. Like, no disrespect. I was just, you know, I'm just trying to do my job. So then I started walking off. He's all, whatever, homie, just go for it. And I was like, all right. So then I did it. And afterwards, he was all, damn, dog, you didn't have to hit me like that. Like, and I was like, bro, I told you what I was going to fucking say. He like kind of got mad. And then whenever I posted it, he like found it and like got on. He was like, that's me in the video. I'm Woody from whatever. And I'm like, bro, chill out, dog. Like, no, you're not.
So was that like the worst reaction you got out of someone? Did anybody get upset?
Nah, at the first one I did, some kid got really mad.
You said the first one. Where was the first one?
The first one was in New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and this one kid, I called him a lion, or he had like crazy hair. I think I called him a lion or something, or maybe like the cowardly lion from the Oz or from Wizard of Oz or something like that. And he just like he like crossed his arms and like did not get. And I was like, you want me to delete this? He was like, no, you can post it. And I was like, all right, bro, I'm going to. If you let me.
So was there a difference in the crowd between what was the other one? Was it in LA?
Yeah, the other one was in LA. No, just like the normal like difference in like cultural environment. You know, like New York is New York culture. Like I can't really explain it. LA culture is like a lot more like, they're both very street, but LA's just like really Mexican influence. You know what I mean? And New York is just like not traditional hip hop. I don't know what I'm saying right now, how to explain it. It's just like, you know what I mean? Like if you know culture, you know New York and LA is different. That's that was really the only difference. Just hella fools from New York, hella Mexicans, and then New York is just like a lot of Latinos and a lot of black people. So I don't know. Might have to edit this part out. I don't know saying black people. I don't know if that's PC.
No, man, it has to be. It's not bad.
Oh shit, my bad.
You good?
But yeah, man, they're both really fun and really interesting. I love seeing people genuinely have a good time. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like seeing people react to acts and go crazy when people come on. That shit is fun. Like even if I don't really fuck with some of the artists, like just seeing the crowd's reaction is like it's cool. It makes you feel alive. You know?
How does the crowd react to you? Because I know you're different. You have your head tatted.
Man,
you got this rat tail.
Honestly, the first like in LA, it was interesting because the first day, most people were I think like so surprised to be approached by some like just anyone that like they're like okay whatever. They don't even really understand what's going on, and most people laughed, you know. But then the second day, when some of the videos had already been posted by RONALD's like official account, bro, the second day was easy because people were coming up to me being like, yo, can you roast me? Can you roast my homie? Like, bro, some dude was like, yo, will you roast my girl? And I was like, bro, you're tripping. Like, about to get broken up with. But, yeah, it was really fun, man. And then just trying like different ways of fucking with people. Like, I got some ideas for the next one's in Miami in July. So I got some different ideas for that shit too. It's going to be fun.
Man, I got a homie that like, he paints all the stuff out there for Rolling Loud.
Oh, that's
in Miami.
In Miami,
I'm gonna shoot you his info. He's good people, man. He's
Hell
good
yeah,
people.
yeah.
Shout out Sice. Actually, he's actually right there, my boy Sice.
Hell yeah, bro. Please do. I'm gonna be out there for a couple days. I'm gonna try to get some gigs out there too.
Hell yeah. Got a little wrapped up for a second. I ain't gonna lie, that pen kind of got me a little bit.
Bro, that's why earlier when I was mumbling, I was like, I don't know what I'm saying right now, bro. Like, what I was trying to say wasn't what I was thinking, so I was like, yeah, I gotta fucking chill for a second.
So do you got anything coming up? Any live stuff, anything like that?
Yeah, I got a show in Austin on the 25th at Revival Coffee. It's like this real, bro, it's kind of like really funny how this got put together. Like, my roommate hit me up and was like telling me about this person he knows who does a lot of these like deep pranks where he basically like he's an artist himself. He paints and does sculptures and stuff. And he set up an art show during South by and promoted it and had all these people show up. But then he hired this dude that he knows that lives in this trailer park to pretend to be him because nobody knows what he looks like online except his homies, you know? Yeah. So then he's trying to do this whole big like this kind of like documentary where he's trying to make this person a well-known artist. And it's just like this dude that lives in a trailer park. So he's throwing an art show for this guy on the 25th, and he's having his homie from LA. That's a pretty good comic come out, and I'm opening for him. I'm doing 20 minutes. So
that's Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, yeah. Should be pretty fun.
What part of Austin is that in?
Man, honestly, I don't know. I've never been there. I was like actually gonna stop by this week. I like to stop. If it's at a place like that, like a bar or a coffee shop, I like to try to stop by before so I could get the vibe and the atmosphere and kind of see what the stage is like, or if it's not a stage, like see where the area that the show is, and it's like, you know, try to be prepared for shit like that.
That city has changed so much.
Yeah, it's not the same at all, bro.
Like, I used to live there in like 08 or 04, 05, somewhere around there. Back
04 or 08.
Hey, you know,
that's a huge difference.
It was. I remember it was when Katrina happened. Anyways, yeah. Riverside is different.
Bro, all that shit is different, bro. Like I live in East Austin where it's getting like it's like gentrified like crazy.
Oh yeah.
And it's like they're building like a straight up gentrification like condo right next to me, like literally like my neighbor. It's fucking crazy. It used to just be a lot.
What now? It's like a four-story condo with a bunch of windows.
Yeah, dude, literally, it's crazy. And like, there's still like one corner where you'll still see people like selling and buying crack and shit, but aside that. Pretty gentrified. Oh my god, dude, my allergies.
Dog, your head is filled in, bruh.
Yeah, man.
How long has that journey been?
2 years. I still got like barely. I got like a little spots in the back. I just finished a tiny spot I had in the back today, like around the circle part around the rat tail. I had like a little. It's like an inside joke with the homies, but it says "bad trip," like in like 70s, like like hippie font. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that shit sucks. Dude, getting your head tattooed sucks. All tattoos are bad, dude.
Yeah, dude. I hate when people are like, "Hey, does that hurt?" It's like, yo, on the cool, all of them hurt.
All of them hurt, bro. None
All
of
of
them
them hurt.
Even when the tolerable ones are still annoying.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course you're getting fucking stabbed by a bunch of needles.
The best thing you could hope for is like a low pain, high annoyance is like the best thing you could hope for.
Like, I started getting tattooed when, relatively older. I was like 20, 21.
Yeah.
Something like that. And I remember telling myself, I'm going to save my arms for when I'm old. Because, like, I got everything else but, like, my arms. So when I turned, like, 35, I started going to town on the rest of my arms.
Yeah.
And that's probably one of the best decisions I ever made in my life.
Oh, yeah, dude. I bet.
Because, like, dude, the other day, I got one in my armpit.
Oh, same.
Dude, that pain was unbearable.
Hey, dude, it was really fucked up, right? I was trying to tell somebody that's probably, like, the most pain for me is, like, top of my head, my back, my chest, and then my armpit. Like, it's like the fourth worst one, bro. That shit fucked in. It was
that was the word. Like, that was so bad. The homie was just like, yo, I got this, like, numbing cream if you want to use it. And I was just like, let's fucking go.
Yeah, bro. It was fucked up. Like, right in the middle, just all of it. It's fucked up. It's like a part you definitely should not get tattooed.
Everything on my chest felt like they were on my nipple.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what.
Yeah. Like, that's always interesting when the pain is different. Because I'll always ask, I'm like, where are you right now? Because it feels different.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I totally feel that. The back, too. The back sucks, dude. Like, the lower back, I hate that shit.
I just finished mine.
Well, you got a tramp stamp?
Bro, I got from the middle of my neck to the bottom of my cheeks, bro. I did like the whole suit. Yeah.
So you have a full piece like that?
Yeah.
Sick. What'd you get?
It's a big Virgin Mary in the middle. And then on one side, it's a snake wrapping around, kind of making like the border. And then it's fighting, or like, it's kind of like, looks like it's attacking a peacock. And then the peacock comes around all the feathers around the Virgin Mary and makes like the other border.
Uh-huh.
And on the cheeks, it's a Sacred Heart on one side and then like a chola on the other.
Was it all the same artist?
Yeah, Justin Martinez, that Element.
Oh, okay, right down the way.
Yeah, right up the street. Yeah, he's done like, I would say probably like 80, 90% of my work. He's done most of them.
He's your go-to dude?
Yeah, he's my go-to dude. I've been going to him for shit my whole life. I got my first tattoo. I gave myself my first tattoo when I was 10.
What?
Yeah, bro. I saw Blood In, Blood Out. I was like, yo, that shit's cool.
So
man.
what, you got a VL or what?
Nah, I did the Lowrider magazine logo on my leg. Like,
is it still there?
Yeah, it's like right here.
Something I can see?
I'll show it to you after the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's still there. I'll never cover it up. Like, whenever I get my thighs done, I'm just going to have them go around it and just, like, make it a part of whatever it is.
Dude, that's dope. Well, yeah, dude, that's a cool
Yeah.
one. That's a fucking badass story.
Yeah. It's, I love it. It looks shitty, but I like it. I did it upside down.
So when you go out to the crowd, like, how does the crowd usually perceive you? Like, the first 2 minutes, 10, 30, because I know, like, it probably feels longer being on stage than it actually is.
Man, I'm going to get real, like, I'm going to explain, I try to explain to people this, right? Like, because I think everybody's approach to comedy is different, right?
Yeah.
And so one day, I'm a person, like, I get really, really, like, if I'm into something, if I have an interest in something, I get really into it. Like, I deep dive into it, right? And I try to look at it from a different perspective than most people, or I try to have, like a deeper understanding of it. Like, I try to really break it down, you know? So one day I was sitting there and I was like, okay, like, what is comedy? Like, what is laughing? Like, where does this come from? Like, how long has it been documented? Like, what is this thing that we call laughing and comedy and smiling and you know, all these emotions that equivalent to laughter. And so when I started researching that and I started like learning about psychology and the psychology of why people laugh and how and what makes people laugh and the science behind, like, you know, studies of, like, these are the common things that, you know, people react to laughter, and really understanding, like, oh, okay, this is just like a psychological game. That's all this is. Like, it's just like a lot, like everything we do in life is based around psychology, and this is no different, right? So I realized, like, I learned that every human, when we look at another person, we're instantly judging them, whether you want to admit it or not. It's part of our internal instinct from when we were cavemen, the fight or flight, right?
Yeah.
We're gauging if this person is a threat or not, right? So when you understand that, and then you understand, like, the consensus of judgment in society, meaning, like, there's stereotypes that exist, and then there's, you know, a lot of people base their opinions or even sometimes like what they consider fact based on these stereotypes, right? And so understanding that, I thought to myself, okay, so most people would see somebody who's really heavily tattooed and they already have an assumption of that character, right? Of people that are heavily tattooed are probably unintelligent. They probably have like a real primal perspective of life, you know.
They probably got a rap sheet.
Exactly, toxic masculinity, the whole, you know, like the whole stereotype. And so I learned about this thing called the violation of expectation. It's one of my favorite things in the whole world, right? So it basically means that we create these expectations based on experience and stereotype, right? It happens a lot in infants, really. So like, you know, have you ever had someone that's had a baby, and once their baby starts interacting with other people, like you hand a baby off and it starts crying instantly, right? It's because a baby only recognizes, its mind is so small, like it only recognizes its parents, essentially. So when it sees something different that's not what they recognize, it's a violation of their expectation. It happens with pets too. That's why pets freak out. Like, let's say you're a person that has dark skin and then your dog sees someone with light skin. It freaks out because it's a violation of their expectation to see a different tone. Like their brain doesn't process that there's different races or different tones of skin, right? So people do the same thing. Like we do the same thing all the time. And so I understood that once someone looks at me, they're going to assume that I'm going to be a certain character. So a lot of times when I write jokes, I'll keep that in mind. And so
your tone plays a big part.
yeah, so a lot of times I'll write jokes where the setup, you assume I'm going to say something really ignorant, really unintelligent, and then I'll switch it and it'll be really witty. And then that plays into two things. It plays into like the violation of expectation, and then surprise is one of the main things that makes people laugh. So when I switch it and I say something that you don't expect me to say, then that's surprise, and that's what creates the laughter. And once I understood that, bro, I just started writing my jokes differently. Like I try to talk to some of my comic homies, and like I said, everybody has a different approach. So that this is what works for me. You know what I mean? Like not everybody thinks that way. Not everybody has, you know, like a stereotype look to their advantage. Like I take it as to my advantage, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
able to really like, I like to write it like, I try to write intelligent jokes, and I think it really throws people off because they don't expect it from someone that looks like me. You know what I mean? Like I have a joke about inflation, and it's disguised in super hood shit, but when you really break it down, it's like, oh shit, this is a joke about like national inflation. You know what I mean? Like, and how it's a problem. And so I don't know. I try to really write my jokes like that, but just really keeping in mind like that people are making an assumption about me the whole time. You know?
Yeah, man. That's cool. That's cool using your look to an advantage.
Yeah, man. You got to, bro. Like, I don't know. I feel like if we're all playing the same game, like, you got to find your own little advantages to it. You know what I mean? Like, if, like, especially, like, okay, you go to open mic, bro, and there's, like, 100 people that look the same. Like, you got to have a look. And one of the things my manager was telling me, because I'm the first comic he's ever worked with. He's used to working with rappers or, like, artists. He was like, how come nobody in comedy takes their look seriously? He's like, everybody looks the same. He's like, man, like, do they not realize like you have to look interesting or look cool or like look like people want to be a fan of yours? And I was like, man, that's true. Like sometimes it feels like, I don't know what it is like, but I've definitely met comics that like maybe don't take it like not take it seriously, but not realize that it's a form of entertainment, and entertainment means like people want to be entertained on all levels, like visually, you know what I mean? Like not say like you have to be an attractive person, but like, yo, man, like put on a cool fit. You know
man.
what I'm saying?
Well, like you got to be that character.
Yeah. You got to, or like one of the other things I learned, man, I read this book about the, it's called The Art of Laughter or The Art of Laughing, one of the two, but it's just this psychologist did studies about what makes people laugh, right? One of the things he talked about is superiority, meaning like superiority in either in the joke, like you're superior to the situation, like you're smarter than the situation happening, or like in self-deprecating humor, like you're in like the joke is superior to you, or if you're kind of doing a joke, like sometimes there's like you're a real cocky comic, or like your perspective is like being really smart, like that's you being superior to the crowd, you know? And so that has to be a part of comedy. And so like if you go on stage and like you look interesting, you're instantly going to have a little bit of a superiority to the crowd that, you know what I mean? Because it's like, oh, you look like a performer. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of, I don't know, man. Like, sometimes I think people forget, like, comics forget that. Like, hey, man, you're a performer right now. Like, yeah, comedy is, like, a different kind of art. But, yeah, people want to see an entertainer be out there and entertaining. You know what I mean? So I always try to wear fits to my shows, bro. I try to stunt when I perform.
Good, man. You have to. Like, you got to show out.
Try to, bro.
Well, I mean, like, my man Yoda said this, bro. Do or do not, there is no try. And, bro, you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's really good to see you doing.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro.
Like, dude, I didn't know Rolling Loud was sponsoring you. That's congrats, bro.
I appreciate it, man.
Like, that's badass. I saw you out there doing the thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know what you were doing. I didn't want to bug you about it either.
Oh, yeah, no,
so
man.
it's cool to know that backstory.
Yeah, bro, they just fucking, there's a whole team, bro. The media team is like crazy professional. There's so many of them. There's like, I don't know, 20 plus of them, and everybody has their own job, you know? So it's cool to be a part of that, and they're just like, yo, just make funny stuff. Like, you know, we got an all access pass. And I didn't realize it, bro, like the amount of access I had until afterwards. Because the first time I did it in New York, I was really nervous. I had never done anything like that. I didn't know nobody.
So what? Can you go mess with the acts,
bro? I can do, dog. Like, I got access to like I can go. They have like this Rolling Loud chain. Like, I could literally, like, I saw other people on the media team like taking pictures with it and shit. I was like, bro, I didn't know they were letting us do crazy shit like this. Like, if I knew that, bro, I'm gonna do so much dumb shit in Miami, bro. Like, I got some plans, bro. But yeah, I'm enjoying it, man. Right now, I'm enjoying just the unexpected ride of, you know what I mean? Like, I never knew or know where comedy's gonna take me, but right now the shit is fun as hell. You know, so I'm just trying to get to the next level, bro.
Do you have anything else coming up?
Nah, man, just that show on the 25th, and then probably in June or July be hitting Chicago and LA again, just to try to make my rounds. I try to hit the major cities for comedy. You know? Like, so yeah, just that, man, just grinding locally. But the show on the 25th in Austin.
Well, shit, man. If they want to get a hold of you, they want to book you. How do they do that?
Shit, you could just go to any social media site, and it's at It's Fast Ronald. ITSFASTRONALD. All the pictures are the same. It should be me with no shirt on, just as the image.
Well, if you've listened this long, I love you. Stay out of trouble. Don't do anything I do. Shout out Detail Code. If you need your car cleaned, holler at them. They're good at what they do. Thank you, Lil Elephant. I appreciate everything you do. Shout out Gemini Vato. Shout out Digital Pro Lab. I should have that coupon code for Digital Pro Lab. Hopefully Thursday when I record, so I can let y'all know that. I need to let y'all know the I think it's TELEW23 for detail code. I don't know. I'll figure it all out. I'm not good at any of that shit. Y'all
Shout
stay
out
out of
to
trouble.
Businesses.
Hey, you trying to make some beer money?
Hell yeah.